What's up YouTube, it's your boy Kakashi Crypto. This house going down. In this episode, we're going to be going over some crypto news as always, and then a bit later on we'll be talking about potential 100x, potential 10x coins that I think can do well this cycle. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, we are in the alt season and I don't think we've reached the pinnacle of it yet, so we're going to be going over the news articles that represent and sort of backs up what I've just said, as well as a plethora of different topics today.
Defi, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Having money on my mind, I have the money in my pocket. Bone marrow roasted, spread it on the rosemary bread, lightly toasted, drizzle with the vinaigrette.
So first of all, let's start off with this, okay? Snoop Dogg or Snoop Doge, he's pumping Dogecoin, okay? So I'm not sure if you guys have seen Dogecoin, but it's been on a tear in the last 24 hours. If you just quickly look at the chart for Dogecoin, and we'll come back to this a bit later, but Doge USD, you can see in the last day or so that it's just been going absolutely crazy. If we look at the 4 hour, just give us a bit more data. So I was looking at it yesterday around here, and then I went to bed. No, was it around here? Today's December. So it was around, it was around here, around these levels, and obviously it continued to pump higher. Now we are sort of retracing a bit, but you know what, guys? Yesterday I was saying Dogecoin is not a good investment, but ultimately, if we're in a crypto alt season, you know, massive bull run or whatever, then surely everything would pump. And if a lot of people are putting their money into Doge, then it could potentially do quite well. Now, I'm not saying buy this coin. I'm just stating a fact, really. I thought it'd be over, much like, you know, people thought Bitcoin would be over in 2017. And surprisingly, this chart has an eerily similar sort of look and shape to how the sort of Bitcoin chart looks, basically. So, you know, it has this pump, despair phase, initial or follow-up rally, similar to like 2019, I guess you could say, and then another bear market for like 2 days, and then another pump. So I definitely wouldn't buy this coin on the day that it's pumped. I would wait until the daily chart, and I'd wait until you see some red candles like you saw on the 5th of February, like you saw on the 2nd, etc, etc. So key levels to watch: 0.054 cent and the 0.047 cent mark. And then yeah, just I guess if you were to buy this, plop your money in, but just be prepared to lose it all, because I guess Dogecoin, other than humor and memeability, it has no real fundamental use case. On top of Snoop Dogg pumping Doge, we have Elon Musk also pumping Doge as well. So Gene Simmons has also been involved with it. So this is just like an ongoing meme. So let's see if Dogecoin can get to $1 in our lifetime. By the time I'm like an 80-year-old man, maybe. I'm gonna be an 80-year-old man with the Twitter handle Kakashi Crypto, and Dogecoin will be at $1. Like, I'm saying that now, okay? But yeah, I'm looking at this article from Block Report. It's a brief article, not gonna go over it too much, but basically, the data that they have collected is suggesting that the Bitcoin bull run is only just getting started, and we're going to be looking at that in a bit. But yeah, you can see here PayPal and Visa have entered the crypto banking space, which I was talking about in like April of last year, and I predicted the 20k all-time high in December. Go back and check my videos. I also predicted Aave doing quite well, and unfortunately I didn't follow my advice because I'm a schmuck, but you know what? I didn't make the same mistake twice. So yeah, anyway, you can see here just in the last 24 hours or so, the whole cryptocurrency market cap has gone up by 3.4%, and that is a lot of money flowing into these markets. On top of that, the quick takes have noted that PayPal have enabled crypto payments. Obviously PayPal is sort of paper crypto trading, because you don't actually own the underlying assets, similar with how Robinhood does it. You can buy, sell, but you can't really transfer. So when you are buying crypto, guys, make sure that you own your crypto. So whether it's via Uniswap, Binance, or crypto.com. I don't recommend Coinbase. Their fees are very high and they are shit. They always crash. Anyway, you can see here PTJ also invests a very notable and accredited investor, Mark Cuban as well. Elon Musk briefly talking about Bitcoin in his bio, pumping Doge. The CME ETH futures launch tomorrow, which is on Monday. And then retail investment is just exploding after the Wall Street Bets fiasco with all these different retail exchanges. And then yeah, it's just looking good. If we look at the total crypto market cap really quick, we can see here, this is the total crypto market cap at the moment. So we had some issues surpassing the $1 trillion market cap. You can see we came above it, sort of oscillated, was resistance, whatever. And then now we finally popped through it. Could we come back down to retest it? Who knows? Anything's possible. But what I wanted to show you guys, okay, is something that's a bit scary. Excuse me. But essentially with crypto, it's like with stocks, okay? With stocks, they're basically created out of thin air. So like the upside is basically unlimited. But because crypto has a limited supply as opposed to stocks that can be infinitely printed, the price is also potentially, you know, infinite, because it can just continue to pump, because basically as there's continuing demand and less supply, that's what causes the price to go up. So as we've seen, you know, more people are buying these coins, they're holding them, they're either staking them, which also we're going to be talking about in today's video, talking about good exchanges, good crypto banks that you can put your funds on. But yeah, as more people are buying them and they're locking them up, there's less coins available, therefore increasing the price, and people tend to FOMO in, especially if you're new to the market. But yeah, looking at the previous cycles, let's just go back, okay? So from data from 2014, okay, yeah, this is like the 2013 pump or whatever. Then we went into the bear market. By the way, guys, bear markets are very, very good accumulation phases, and ultimately my long-term plan is to cash out at the top, and then I'll be just shorting the fuck out of the market. And then when we get into the bear market, I'm gonna plump in a whole lump sum and I'll be longing all the way up, but I'll be talking about this in a later video. Anyway, had the bear market, we thought, okay, maybe this is overextended. We surpassed the all-time high in the 2016, just at the start of the 2016 bull run. This is even before, okay, obviously this doesn't include all of the data, but you guys get this. Just maybe the all-time high previously was like maybe here or so. But anyway, the point is that after the halving, just roughly to where we are now. Okay, so currently we're around 7 months after the halving, which was in May, and I'll be talking to you guys about how to sort of keep up to date with all the important dates and things that you need to know. But basically, just to compare us to 2017, 2016, that sort of cycle, not to say that it's going to repeat, but just as a sort of framework as to what to sort of expect. We're 7 months after the halving, so 7 months after the halving, which is 210 days. So 210 days. Obviously we don't have all of the price data, but this was around here. So looking at the charts, we can see, I'm sure maybe the all-time high total crypto market cap was somewhere in these regions. There isn't enough data, unfortunately, but let's just say it was, for argument's sake, let's just say it was around here. Okay, you can see here that we pumped, we had an all-time high, then we retraced, but what came to follow was crazy gains. Okay, guys, and this was, and you can see now that we are around 7 months after the fact. Potentially we could have another 12 months of upside. So now in terms of total market cap, we're gonna have a look, and this is very subjective, guys. This is very speculative, excuse me. This isn't like any sort of guaranteed sort of you know, prediction as such. It's just a sort of Fibonacci, it's just like a framework in terms of where we could potentially go. But the first key level would be around the $1.8 trillion market cap, and then after that 2.5, and then potentially 2.9. Now in terms of, is this possible? I definitely think it's possible. If you don't know Michael Saylor, guys, definitely search on Twitter. He posts rampantly about Bitcoin. He's a good advocate. He's a very intelligent man. But essentially, he has held a conference for Fortune 500 CTOs and, you know, big company directors, advising them on his playbook on how he bought Bitcoin at very, very low levels, which I will show you if I can bring it up. So he was buying Bitcoin all throughout this period. He continued to buy here, and then he even bought, I think, at like 31,000. So this very intelligent man, is telling all of these billionaire companies how to buy crypto, how to have a seamless process and get it onto their balance sheet. Now, are they going to put they're not going to put 100% of their balance sheet in Bitcoin and crypto like he did, because that is quite extreme, although it was a very shrewd and, you know, very well-timed move. But if they were to put, I don't know, anywhere from 1 to 5% to maybe even 10%, then most likely they will, and this will continue to skyrocket, because ultimately, guys, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, as the price goes higher, it tends to drag in more people, which is just how the nature of it works. And then there's a distribution phase. Once there's ultimate greed, everyone sells off, and then the cycle resets. So when the cycle resets is when you want to get in. Okay, but we'll be talking about that in later videos. Just to give you more evidence, though, that I do believe there is more upside, is that if you look at the Glassnode's alerts, you can see here, this is similar to Whirl alerts, but it gives you an idea of what's going on chain because in the traditional financial space, you have no idea what companies are buying what. They tend to collude behind doors, and they will manipulate the market. But with crypto, everything is open for you to see. You can see, you know, who's buying what coin, which I think gives a bit of an advantage to, you know, the average investor, as opposed to just going in blindly and not knowing where you're actually buying and what you're buying, and if you're being manipulated. But anyway, the point is that you can see here 5 million worth of USD transferred from Binance to unknown wallet, 200 million worth of crypto transferred, 5 million, 199 million, guys. So in terms of the total crypto market cap, if we were to go back, you know, is this going to continue? I think so, guys. I think so. Okay, so another piece of news that I wanted to talk about is Ethereum call options. You know, people are stating for 10k Ethereum. Now, I don't know whether this is Wall Street bets or not, and ultimately, guys, it seems far-fetched now, but I do definitely believe this is possible. If you think of everything that Ethereum is doing, the only downside to Ethereum is the fact that the transaction fees are so freaking high. Like, look at, like, the weekend, it's the weekend at the moment, so it's fairly cheap, but in the week, don't be surprised if you see this go up to like 200, 300 Gwei. Back in summer, we had around a peak of around 500 Gwei or so, and that was just killer. So my advice is to you guys is, if you're going to interact on Uniswap, if you're going to trade or invest into Uniswap coins, then I would suggest to wait until the weekend, because the fees are cheaper. However, if you cannot wait, if there is a dip, then hey man, you got to do what you got to do. But just a little tip that I've discovered is that if you do want to try save on fees, then you can go to this website here called transactionstreet.com, TXSTREET.com, and essentially this gives you a whoa, let's go again. It gives you a visualization of the transactions and the blocks that are pending and that are upcoming. So you can see here what sort of Gwei price corresponds with how fast you want your transaction to go, and it's quite self-explanatory. It has all of the dexes, but what you need to know basically is that the further down you go, the more risky it is, and the less likely, I guess, your transaction is to be processed, because ultimately miners, they are kind of greedy, and that they do want to get paid. So anywhere sort of within this platform, the visible range of the platform, I guess. Another place you could look at to save Gwei as well is here. So you can go to CoinGecko, you can look at the average prices, you can see what is a safe amount, what is a standard amount, what's a fast amount. Like I said, guys, on the weekends it is cheaper. So at the moment, 96 Gwei is fairly cheap. Yesterday it was I was making transactions for around 110, 112, which is quite a lot still. But it is what it is, guys. To be honest, if you're making like several X's with your coins and you have to pay like $100-$200 to cash out, man, that's change. Okay. We're going to be talking about crypto banks and why they are important, in my opinion, unless there's more news. There is a bit of news, but we'll talk about that a bit later. Essentially, guys, this is us as investors. Okay, I'm in my early 20s, just about, and essentially, you can see for yourself the power of letting your money grow for you, as opposed to having savings. Your money is stagnant. It only grows if you add more to it, as opposed to you investing where the market sort of carries your funds and sort of multiplies it for you. Essentially, the only thing you do need to be careful of is not losing money when you are investing, but that's why a mixture of all markets is good. Crypto and traditional stock markets, you can use them, play off them, and we will be talking about traditional stock markets in later videos as well. And I'm sorry this video is going to be super long. I'll try to put some timestamps because I just have a lot to talk about today. But essentially, I'm saying that word a lot. I need to switch up my vocabulary, my vernacular. But yeah, what you can see here is the power of investing. So pretty much this is simple interest. Okay, so this is like, think of this as like the stock market. Okay, just a 6-7% return a year on average. Not to talk of getting the good companies that do well, like Tesla last year. This is just on average 6%. Okay, now this is compound interest. This is like over a long period of time. Let's say this is like a 20-year time horizon. Obviously now we're young, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we want to be in a better position than we are in at the moment. So this is where compound interest comes into play. And obviously for the first few years it isn't much, but as you start to get more and more money and you're adding to your portfolio, it starts to become an increasingly large amount of money. Okay guys, so this website is called cryptohead.io, and it's basically a cryptocurrency compound interest calculator. It's very simple. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you only have 0.1 Bitcoin to your name, and I don't know, you're not interested in trading, you just want to invest, and let's just say you've only bought 0.1 Bitcoin. Okay, on average, the crypto space, or Bitcoin in particular, has gone up anywhere from 200 to 300% on average over the last 12 years that it's been in existence. So let's just say that is to continue, and we're not going to see diminishing returns, just a slow incline of that amount. Well, you would start off with as follows. You would start off with around you start off with around $3,894 in Bitcoin. After 5 years, that goes to 74k. After 10 years, that goes to 200k. After 15 years, that would be 380k, and then after 20 years that goes to 650k, and that's just from 0.1 Bitcoin. Obviously, if you're to add as well, then that would just exponentially increase what you're going to receive. But what is interesting is, as well as the fiat value going up, is that your crypto value also goes up because you're earning in Bitcoin. So you start off with 0.1 Bitcoin, and then you'd end the 10-year or the 20-year period, with 0.27 Bitcoin, which is basically double what you put in, and you didn't have to do anything other than just hold it. Now obviously it works with no matter how much, but no matter what you put in, the same exponential gains are to be had, depending on what interest rate that you're getting, and depending on how frequently that you're paid. So for example, even though BlockFi pay you 6% APY, they pay you once a month, whereas Nexo, they pay you every day. So it's cumulative interest. The snowballing effect is a lot quicker than it would be, in my opinion, with these other apps like Celsius and crypto.com. So yeah, because with Celsius as well, they pay you once a month, and yeah, you can see BlockFi, Nexo, in my opinion, is the best. It's the average price between the two. You get paid daily, instant free withdrawals, and they have a wider variety of coins. I'm sure they're going to add more. They have a swap feature as well, which is newly launched. So yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't want to have Nexo. They're also introducing their Nexo card as well, which is yet to be rolled out. BlockFi have also released a card, but in terms of withdrawing funds, it takes quite some time. It takes like a day or two, which, depending on how you want to have your funds, you know, for me, I like instant access to my funds. I don't like having to wait. So bear in mind, do that what you will with your funds. Something like crypto.com can be good for the short term. Let's say you're buying, I don't know, Polkadot, Cardano, ADA. You're confident that for the next 3 to 6 months, the coins will go up and, you know, you're not going to go down. You could use their earn feature, which you could earn an unknown amount. You'd have to go on the app and figure that out, but you could lock up your funds anywhere from 1 month to 3 months, or you could just have it on the flexible earn feature. But yeah, in terms of the crypto banks to talk about, we have Nexo, guys. Check my Linktree in the description if you are interested. We have Swissborg as well. They are an up-and-coming project. Their market cap for their coin is actually quite small as well. And if we quickly go to Swissborg, CHSB, I believe it is. Funny story, I actually bought this for my dad for his for Father's Day. I bought him £20 worth. This is, bear in mind, when I was new to crypto and I wasn't as experienced as I am now. But yeah, I bought it maybe around, I bought the top. Yeah, I bought this top for my dad. £20 worth. Okay, it went down to like maybe £10, £6, £9, within that range. It's now maybe like £100. That what he has, like, which is just absolutely crazy. So the point is, these consolidation phases, these bear markets, guys, are where you make the money, both in the short term and in the long term for the cycles. So for the next bear market, you should know what you're gonna do. Okay, but back to what we're talking about. We're talking about Swissborg, Nexo, Celsius. Celsius are quite good because I hold some synthetics. For example, you can earn 13.99% with synthetics on Celsius, and yeah, if the coin is going to grow, if the whole derivative space is yet to increase, then I believe that coin is a no-brainer. And, you know, earning interest on something that's going to go up, I don't know, 2x, 10x, whatever it is, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. And there is no lockup for Celsius. If you do deposit, I think it's like $200 or so worth of crypto, and you hold it there for a month, we both get $20 for free. So I would recommend doing that if you are new to the crypto space. They are a very, very reputable company. It was created or founded by the person who created the voice over internet protocol, which enables you to make telephone calls over Skype, over the phone itself. Like, that guy is a very intelligent guy. So I wouldn't bet against serial entrepreneurs who have a track record of success. So yeah, guys, have a look at Nexo, Swissborg, Celsius. Link is in the Linktree. You can have a look. Nexo, Celsius. I don't have a link for Swissborg, but you can just check that on the App Store. The last bit of news that I did want to mention was that there's a growing list of billion-dollar crypto unicorns, which suggests that the best is yet to come. Basically, in the traditional investing world, a unicorn is a term used by venture capitalists to describe a privately held startup which is valued at more than 1 billion. And if we quickly have a look at the crypto market space, just ever so quickly, we can see that, you know, in the top 100, basically, as you just saw, you need a $1 billion market cap to be in the top 55, and I'm sure this is just going to keep on increasing. But as they're saying here, you know, typically these startups have strong fundamentals, and oftentimes a first mover advantage helps them rapidly increase in value to become a prized investment opportunity for yield-seeking investors and funds. As you guys already know, you know, some of the best funds have included SpaceX, Tesla, you know, Coinbase, and there are a number of other companies like, you know, Amazon as well, that have done well in the traditional financial space. Now, there has been an influx of Wall Street bets, people into the traditional cryptocurrency space, and I do believe that, you know, not just Wall Street bets people, but ordinary people, due to the pandemic, will continue to flock in. So what is important is to identify narratives. So at the moment, the narratives, in my opinion, and in the opinion of other well-known cryptocurrency investors and experts, would say that the narrative is NFTs, DeFi. Okay, those two narratives. So if you wanted to look for those narratives, you would have to download the CoinGecko app, and you can search on the app itself for, you know, different categories. They have a wide variety of categories. In fact, I'll try to put something on the screen now if I remember. But yeah, guys, everything's going to be blockchain based. But yeah, if you want to find DeFi coins, then let's say you're on the CoinGecko website, you go to DeFi here, and then you get a list of all these DeFi coins. Now, obviously, guys, as I've mentioned in the past, the lower the market cap, the more potential gains ahead. Like, I should shoot myself because I made a video of this coin. You can go back and check my channel in December altcoins. I think I put Kusama, Cosmos maybe, and then Aave. This was $40, guys, $40. This could potentially go to, you know, $100 million market cap at the end of the cycle. Same with all these other coins, guys. This coin, yeah, was $400 or so. I remember I said this yesterday. It was like around $400, $500 last year throughout December, and then just in the space of a month, it did a 5x like that. So yeah, you may have missed some gains, but going forward, so long as you have the right coins, you know, you're following the right narratives, you should do quite well. So here are narratives for you to follow, guys. Take your pick. There are so many. There are actually so many. It's kind of crazy. So that's the decentralized finance category, guys. If you wanted to look at another narrative, you could go to oracles. So oracles as well. Essentially, what oracles are, if you don't know, they enable real world data to be transferred onto the blockchain, and for that data to be used live in action. So let's say, like, you know, for example, you have things like synthetic assets that track the price of its real world stock, like Tesla. So if, for example, if you were to go to FTX exchange, they have crypto stocks essentially, which are just derivatives of the stocks in crypto, and they would need the real world data and the price of these assets in order to represent and replicate the price of these assets on the blockchain. So that's where oracles come in. Now, Chainlink was the first mover in terms of this oracle space, but there are a number of others. As with any industry, guys, there are a number of competitors. There's obviously the leader, the alpha, then you have the beta, and then I don't know the rest of the terms, but you get what I mean. And what you look for is for these smaller shrimp to get a small percentage of the market share. So anywhere from, I don't know, 1% to like 5%. So 1% or 10% of this is around 1 billion. So 1% would be 100 million of Chainlink. So coins that are smaller than 100 million, let's have a look. We have coins like Dia, potentially a 2x just to get to that 1% of Chainlink. Option Room, this is a newer coin, a newer project that you guys should have a look at. Ultimately, the newer projects, I believe this is a Polkadot project as well, which there has been a lot of hype around Polkadot. So getting in around 30 million market cap, potentially, guys, if it's to, you know, like a 1% target, a 1% target is quite a conservative one. Obviously, it can outperform that. If, like, let's say if Polkadot is to become a lot bigger than Ethereum, and, you know, like, you just have to think of the possibilities. I'm not going to just keep on rambling. But yeah, that's another narrative, guys. Another narrative that you can have a look for is is NFTs. So it's not coming up, but some of the coins that I do believe are NFT related are coins like Exceed Me, coins like Rarible, Rari, excuse me, Aave Gotchi, they got G as well, Ghost Protocol, and obviously these have small market caps. Engine Coin as well, I believe they are related to NFTs, because they're also related to gaming. Yeah, so if we have a look NFTs here really quick, this gives you all of the NFTs that are available, all of them. So you can just literally go through the different categories and have a look. But I've seen NFTs sell for, you know, hundreds of thousands, multiple hundreds of thousands in fact, and just getting the right ones, you know. Chad VCs as well is another one I saw a YouTuber talk about, the Crypto Zombie. He was talking about that last year. Obviously the market cap is very, very small. It's still quite speculative, so, you know, be careful if you're investing into these. But yeah, insurance as well is another narrative. So let's take a look at XM. Sorry for this video being so long, guys, but there's just so much to talk about. It's just like, I might as well. But yeah, this is I guess the first mover maybe in this insurance space. So the market cap is around 400 million. If these hedge funds, these Wall Street investors are to continue to invest, not only in Bitcoin, let's say they dive into the decentralized finance space. Obviously, these protocols are dangerous, so they would need some form of insurance just to make sure that they don't lose their money, their shareholders' money, or, you know, just to be safe in general. And you can see here all of the relative market caps. So do what you will with this information, but coins that could do well, in my opinion, Cover Protocol, what was that one? Bridge Mutual. It's not on here, but it's a newer project that just launched the other day, and yeah, etc, guys. So I hope I've given you some food for thought in terms of coins to buy. I also will be talking about refinance in a later video. I'll be doing a deep dive into it. So yeah, just be subscribed, I guess. It would be nice. And yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think of my videos. And yeah, hope to see you soon in the next video. See you guys, bye.